On the morning of September 11th, 2001, the sun rose over New York City, illuminating a skyline that was soon to be forever altered. Among the early risers was Mark, a firefighter at Engine 33, who kissed his sleeping daughter on the forehead before heading to the station. It was just another day, or so it seemed. Far away in Washington, D.C., Lisa, a young Pentagon analyst, reviewed security reports over her first cup of coffee. Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, Mike, a retired pilot, enjoyed a leisurely breakfast in his countryside home. At 8:46 a.m., a sudden, jarring crash reverberated through lower Manhattan as American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The city of energy and ambition was cast into a whirlwind of chaos. Mark's pager screamed, and in minutes he and his team were racing towards the billowing smoke. His heart pounded, both from the speeding fire truck and the fear gnawing at the edges of his thoughts. This was bigger than anything he'd faced before. At 9:03 a.m., the South Tower was hit, amplifying the pandemonium. Trapped on the 86th floor of the North Tower, Emily, an intern barely out of college, clung to her desk as the building shuddered. Her cell phone buzzed incessantly, texts from family and friends pouring in. She tried to stay calm, focusing on finding a way out. Her resolve hardened. She would not perish today. Back in Washington, the news of the attacks reached Lisa. The Pentagon, her workplace, was next. As American Airlines Flight 77 tore into the building's west side at 9:37 a.m., she was thrown against her desk. The smell of smoke and the cries of colleagues filled the air. Despite the terror, Lisa organized the evacuation of her section, her training taking over as she guided people to safety. In Shanksville, Pennsylvania, Mike watched the unfolding horror on TV, unaware that soon United Airlines Flight 93, commandeered by terrorists, would crash in a field near his home. Unlike the others, this flight's passengers fought back. They, the first defenders of the homeland, sacrificed their lives to prevent further tragedy. The day dragged into an agonizing eternity, filled with stories of loss and acts of incomprehensible bravery. Mark was among the hundreds of firefighters sifting through the wreckage, his face a mask of soot and sweat. Miraculously, they rescued 12 survivors from the debris. Moments of hope amidst despair. For days, the smoke rose like a solemn hymn to the fallen, both in New York and at the Pentagon. Amidst this, communities emerged stronger. Families of victims leaned on each other. Vigils lit up parks and streets. America had changed. Over the years, the resilience seeded that day grew. Security policies tightened. Global relations reshaped under the shadow of terror. But alongside political shifts came unity. People like Lisa testified in hearings to shape a safer future. Mark became a beacon of remembrance, educating new generations about the day's heroes. Emily, though haunted, found purpose in supporting survivors and families. 9/11 was more than a single day's catastrophe. It was the genesis of a new reality, a reminder of human vulnerability, but also indefatigable strength. Those who perished were forever honored by those who lived, in every story told, every lesson learned, and every embrace shared. It was, in every sense, a day that shaped America,